Welcome to NESN Bets Kickoff here with LeGarrette Blount. I am Claudia Bellofatto. It is week 16. We've got Thursday Night Football between the Saints and the Rams. You got that hat rocking. We do love that. We're going to talk Patriots later on, but first let's talk this Thursday Night Football game. The Rams have been seeing some money, 4.5 point favorite. Do you have a feel on the side here?
I'm going to go with the Rams here. I mean, they're at home. You know, they've won, 5 out of their last 6 or 4 out of their last 5 games. Offense is rolling. That running back looks good right now. You can't go against the Rams right now.
Everybody's healthy. You have Cutback, you have Nakua, you literally can't go wrong with anybody on the offense. So if the Saints defense can step up, then maybe they can keep it close, but I tend to think that they do cover the 4. Let's talk about the total here. Will it be high scoring? Because it opened 44.5, got up to 47, bet back down. We're seeing 45 pretty much across the board. Do you expect a lot of points? We just talked about that offense.
Yeah, I mean, I expect those guys to score. I don't expect New Orleans to score a lot of points. They're going to have trouble protecting Carr with the guys that they have out there rushing the quarterback. So I don't expect a lot of points from the Saints. I do expect the Rams to put up at least 3 touchdowns, or so. So I'm gonna still say that these guys are going to keep it under 45.5.
So maybe it sounds like a Rams team total or over on Stafford touchdowns could be another option if you don't want to touch the full game. I like that. All right, what is a better bet, speaking of Stafford? Over 246.5 passing yards for Stafford, or Derek Carr over 229.5? All he needs is 230. Pretty big jump there.
Yeah, that's a big jump, but we got Stafford that got, like you just said, a plethora of weapons on the field. All these guys are back and healthy. I'm gonna go with Stafford over 249.5. I mean, you got Kupp, you got Puka, who just burst on the scene. You got Higbee. You got all these weapons on the offense that you can throw the football to against a defense that is halfway decent against the pass. But when you got weapons like that, you just kind of overpower these guys.
Yeah, I'm tempted to go over on Carr because I do think game script-wise, maybe they're going to be playing from behind and have to throw it more. And then you think about the only thing, their MO, the only thing they've leaned on is their defense. They've been solid against the pass. Worries me a little bit for Stafford, but I think the number is probably right. I agree with you. I agree with the market. I'd go over on the higher number. All right, what about here? What's a better bet? Kamara over 52.5 rush yards, or Kyren Williams over 89.5. Big jump here, and I am a big Williams fan. I don't know if I'm buying too much into the hype, but have you seen this kid play?
I've seen him play. I've seen him go for 150. I've seen him go for 100 a couple times. I'm gonna put it out there. I don't like New Orleans rush defense. I don't like them a lot. So I'm gonna go with Kyren Williams over 92.5. At one point, they did have him set at 89.5, so that's going up. So they have the same kind of confidence for this kid as I do. I think he has a really, really good game. He might even run for 100 yards. But AK is just all-around guy like Austin Eckler. So sometimes he'll have 30 yards, rushing and 60 yards receiving. So that's just kind of iffy for me. I know Kyren Williams is going to get the volume.
He's averaging over 130 in the last 5 games. And thank you for catching the graphic. It's down there so I can't see. You're totally right. It was 89.5 up to 92.5 now. So again, I usually tell people not to chase the number, but how could you not bet the over? You could go over on attempts. That's come down to 18.5. I think that's safe, but either way, you said it. He makes 100.
He's going to get the volume. He's going to get the volume, 20 plus carries, I think.
Right, which he's done in all but 2 of the last 7. And I think a big part of that is it opens up the passing game, right? It's not like last year or the year before where it was really just Cooper Kupp and only Cooper Kupp for this offense to get going. You have so many different ways.
With a little sprinkle of Odell.
Exactly. Opens up the passing game when you get Williams going on the ground. So we're both on the over there. All right, how about this one? Over or under Cooper Kupp, 73.5 receiving yards.
I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna go over here. Kupp gets the most targets on the team. With him catching, 8 of the last targets, he didn't drop 1. I think the game before that he had 8 again. So he's been on a little hot streak, and I think that he's going to continue that streak. He's the best receiver they have. Even though I know he don't have the most yards, he's the best guy they have. So I'm gonna go it over.
Yeah, back to back with 100 plus. I mean, this feels like a low number for what we know he's able to accomplish. But I will say, to play devil's advocate, the Saints are one of the best teams against the number one wide receiver. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
No, you're right.
But
I'm with you on that.
but he probably still goes over regardless. So maybe they are, double, triple coverage on him, which opens up Puka Nacua. So let's talk about him. 62.5 receiving yards. Is that a number you'd go over?
I'm gonna say under.
Really?
I'm gonna say under because the last few games I think he's only had 4 or 5 catches.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get a lot of volume. We're not looking at the same Puka Nacua that we saw when Cup was out that was getting, 11, 12, 13, 14 targets. His targets have dropped drastically. He's getting 4 or 5 targets a game. And I mean, if you don't break, one of those on a big catch, then, we're struggling to get that 64 yards.
I tend to think we're going to see him see maybe 7, 8, 9 range in target. So maybe look to over catches. I don't know how many explosive plays. It's sort of.
But you're right though, with these guys being that good against the number one receiver, this might be your day for your backup guy.
I'm talking you into this one. Last one, Alvin Kamara, 31.5 receiving yards, over or under there?
Oh, I'm going over that. Definitely going over that. I think he's going to have, he has 4 or 5 catches a game. He's the most explosive and the best football player on their football team. So I just find it hard to believe to not give him as many touches as possible, whether it's catches or runs. That goes back to what I was saying earlier, where he doesn't get 20, 25, carries a game a lot. He's around the 15, 16, 17 kind of guy with a 5 or 6 catch, game. So definitely his receiving props moved up too. They were 31.5, now they're 33.5. So yeah. They're on the same wave as I am.
40 plus in 3 of the last 4. So thank you again for the graphics. I didn't see that change either. Market agrees with us. I usually say not to chase the number, but I tend to think it's moving to the over.
A couple times a day.
We are. Hey, this is what happens when you do a show right before the game. People have been betting this all day. Fill in the blank. Fill in the blank for me. The Rams will win tonight if.
The Rams will win tonight if they get the run game going. They can't go out there focusing on, Stafford to throw it 40 to 45 times to win this game. They got to get that young guy going. Kyren Williams, he's been phenomenal for them all season. He runs the ball hard. It's a missing element of their offense since Todd Gurley, and they got that back. And now their offense is pretty healthy and is going, pretty efficient right now. So I'm going to say they're going to win if they can get this guy going. Kyren Williams is one of the best runners in the league, so you got to get him going.
And Cash Claudia's prop, over on attempts. We would love that. What about the Saints? The Saints will win tonight if.
The Saints will win tonight if they get Alvin Kamara as involved as possible. And to believe it or not, I'm going to say if they get Taysom Hill involved a little bit more in the offense and get this guy going, he's an asset to their team, and he's a playmaker, and he's a tough guy to tackle, and he makes good plays, and he makes big plays for these guys. So they have to get him involved in the offense and get him in the game early and just make him a mismatch for those guys.
Early and often. You're right. We got some viewer questions quickly. Football Phil says, hey, LG, who's your pick to win the AFC? It's kind of a tough one at this point.
It is. I mean, we got Baltimore, we got KC, we got some good teams up there, man. We got Miami.
Bills now in the race,
Yeah, the Bills. Yeah, and now trust me, that's probably one of the scariest teams that you want to see right now, especially now that young guy James Cook is cooking. He's a chef in the kitchen right now. I'm loving him. So I'm going with the. I have to go with the Miami Dolphins though. I'm gonna go with the Dolphins here. They're high powered. If they get Tyreek back and he's able to play, these guys should win out.
Yeah, they're a team like the Rams. If you can get Mostert going on the ground, you have Waddle and Tyreek outside. You have a ton of weapons. I love to hear that.
And you saw the missing piece. We missed Tyreek not too long ago, and Waddle had the deep ball, touchdown. Yeah, we good. First play of the game, I think.
Yeah. I have a pretty penny on them. I took them week 1 of the NFL. So I hope you're right to win it all. Patty, the Patriots fan, wants to know, should the Patriots pick a quarterback with their top pick in the draft?
Man, a couple of these quarterbacks are pretty shaky. I'm not going to lie to you. I would wait for that Shador class.
Really? Okay.
So I like the Caleb Williams guy, but I'm just going to be honest with you. He didn't lead his team in the way that I thought he should have led his team. That was a good USC team. Jaden Daniels and Drake May. I'm not fully confident in a lot of these guys. I'm not. But if they was going to draft a quarterback, I would have to go with the obvious, right? You'd have to go with Caleb Williams. I mean, that's the obvious. But again, I don't think he's a savior to any franchise. I mean, I would go to protect my quarterback if anything. I'd probably go with the best lineman or something.
Okay, so you would keep the situation right now with Zappe and Mac Jones, or you think maybe there's an opportunity for somebody else already in the league?
Mac ain't terrible. Mac ain't terrible. He isn't getting the full like shape. Like, he's not having a fair chance. He don't got the best offense coordinator. He don't got no Jaguars type offense coordinator to make the offense better for him. And he got to get some weapons. I like Devontae and Bourne and all of those, but that's not enough to win in the league.
We could talk about this forever. We're going to talk Patriots, so everybody tune into our segment tomorrow on the Ultimate Betting Show. We appreciate you as always, everybody. Enjoy Thursday Night Football.